Welcome to Frontenac Outfitters Canoe and Kayak Center. This is a kayak video review of Dagger Kayaks Axis 12.0. 12.0 obviously means it's 12 feet long. It also incorporates a relatively narrow for recreational kayaks 27.5-inch beam. And the craft itself weighs 55 pounds. The material is rotomold polyethylene. They put a plastic pellet in the mold, they seal it, they heat it, they tumble it, out pops the boat. Quite a robust material for that family-oriented craft. And that's really what we're talking about here. We envision for our customer base that this would fit a wide range of paddlers from, let's say, 125 pounds up to about 230 pounds, as always, depending how one carries their weight. It is in the recreational category, which means it will not have quite the length, the performance, or the safety features of a touring boat, or yet again, a sea kayak or performance boat, which are the most efficient. The craft itself has got modest deck rigging in the bow, soft touch carry handles bow and stern, modest deck rigging, again acceptable. It's really what you see in recreational kayaks after the cockpit. We do have a tamper-proof locking point, which is going to be awful handy if you're worried about that craft, or could be used as a tow point in a worst-case scenario. The cockpit of the boat we actually like. It's a little more aggressive than a lot of the recreational boats in its category. You can see it's fairly aggressive for a recreational boat, with the thighs up through the thighs and the knees, and you can really get a bit of one-of fit to get a little more control than you can in a lot of recreational craft. It does have the higher back seat that we are going to get with a lot of the recreational boat category. Again, we prefer a lower back seat, and that's what you'll see as you go to higher touring and performance type kayaks. Lots of comfort. The seat system is very good. It's called a Contour CFS seat. It does have the pan that pulls up under your legs. It does have a stiffener, a plastic device that goes up partially through the bow of this boat, and that was going to help keep the integrity of the craft long term. It does have a couple of spots for water bottles and a little bit of gear, that type of thing, on that beam as well. As for the craft itself, it has a uniquely designed chine. That's the side of the boat, fairly hard edges. That hard edge does a number of things. It maximizes initial stability for more novice paddlers, but yet fairly defined, so if unintentionally you bring that boat over, or if you want to progress in skills a little bit and edge that boat, it is going to be reasonably secure on its side. You will see it has a tamper-proof locking point, modest deck rigging aft of the cockpit. It does have a stern hatch only and bulkheads, so this is your dry storage area. And this is where we will get into some of the contradictions in this craft. Dagger markets this boat as a crossover boat, as a multi-use boat, as something that can handle whitewater conditions. And with respect to Dagger, we will contradict that, because it simply does not have the dry storage from in the bow of the craft itself. This is a 12-foot boat that's going to let in about 9 feet of water. Doesn't mean that the boat wouldn't handle some of those conditions. It just means you're compromising safety to do so. Having said that, we are really excited about this craft because it complements the Pungo series. The Pungo series is under the same umbrella, Confluence Outdoors, except it's under the Wilderness Systems name. The difference is this boat is a little bit narrower. Where the Pungo's about 1.5 inches wider, this is a little narrower. It weighs a little more than the Pungo 12-foot version, but it also has the skeg, which is kind of cool. So just a rope release releases the skeg, which the Pungo system, the Pungo series doesn't have. That skeg is going to help the craft track in more challenging conditions, and should you want a little more maneuverability, or you simply don't need it, you're simply going to bring it up out of the way. So what we envision for our customer base is that this is a perfect craft to complement that family recreational series boat like the Pungo, with a little more get up and go. It's got a few more features. It's a little narrower. We envision maybe some of the larger paddlers purchasing the Pungo series, the 12 or 14 foot version, and some of the smaller paddlers or paddlers who want to be a little more aggressive without jumping up in that touring boat category, preferring to go to this boat. One other thing, it does have a little higher side, and that side means it increases the paddler load that it can carry. So we also list the load on this about 10 pounds heavier than the Pungo 120, despite the fact that it's actually 1.5 inches narrower. Hope you got all that. If you have interest in this boat or any others we carry, we're Frontenac Outfitters Canoe and Kayak Center. We stock 300 or 400, and we don't sell unless you come out and have fun and test paddle. See you on the water.